The comments and opinions in this video are my own, based on my experience with the product. I was not paid by any manufacturer or retail outlet to make this video. I purchased this product with my own money. I chose this product using my experience based on my own research. Please do your own research. I am not a professional reviewer or journalist.
All right, this box has come all the way from the UK. There's a little story behind it I'll tell you in a few minutes, but this is a box from Fuel Exhaust, a new company for me, but they get some good reviews and feedback from what I've read and watched on the internet, but let's open this sucker up. Definitely taped up for a crossing the pond journey. There's some hardware. There's a very nice exhaust hanger. Looks like there's a bit of more other stuff in here than the hardware. Okay, so hardware, instructions, and hanger. A fuel energy bar. One fuel sticker. Well, it looks like a bandana. I guess it's called a buff, something like that. The multifunctional seamless wear. You can put it around your neck, around your arm, and it's bedazzled with fuel and life behind bars. Very interesting. It's nice always to get some extra stuff when you order things. It's very nice. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Okay, next up in the box is the link pipe. And the piece de resistance. It's the actual pipe. And there's a dispatch check on here. It's like a quality check. Make sure it's the right model, it's oval, the right length. There's 3 lengths. There's a micro mini, a mini, and a midi. I got the mini, which is the largest or the longest. And the DB killer baffle is straight. Logo on exhaust is fuel. Position is top. Bracket finish is black, which is what I got when I ordered. And the bracket shape is oval. Link pipe, it's illegible. And completed by someone with the initials of LT and invoice reference number. Have some cool banding on there, made in the UK, with their brands and stuff. Put this down so we got something to put this down so we got something to rest it on. Okay, so we're finally made it all the way to the exhaust can. Please check the goods thoroughly before fitting. Returns will not be accepted once an item has been fitted. Ensure the baffle DB killer is properly secured before riding. Fuel, do not accept my responsibility for lost parts after an exhaust has been fitted. Exhaust care and cleaning, stainless titanium, use a soft clean cloth, blah, blah, blah. Jet washing the exhaust is not advisable. I do have to say, it is a very nice looking exhaust. It looks like you can pretty easily take the baffle out, which I will do at some point. But all the hardware looks super nice. It looks high quality, just as high quality as the high dollar exhaust, and that's kind of what I was hoping for, and that's what I was expecting. I have been a customer of the, let's say, well, I guess you couldn't probably say the big three, but there's three exhausts that I've mostly purchased. Yoshimura, Pro Circuit, and FMF. All very good high quality exhausts. And I was looking for something that was price competitive, which this was probably about $140 shipped to my door, less than Yoshimura, which was the cheapest for my KTM Adventure 1090R. So that's what I was looking for. I didn't want to spend the high end for an Akrapovic, however you want to say it. Those were in the $1,100 range, way out of my price range. I would have just left the stocker on there. Don't really need one. I just wanted a little bit more pop and less weight. Doesn't really need more performance. The cheapest in that range, which would have been the Yoshimura, was around the upper 5s to 6s, and I had this shipped to my door for less than $500. So, well less than $500. So, price was there. Carbon fiber tip, stainless steel body, a nicely baffled exhaust, and a removable baffle. So that's really great. The rest of this stuff looks like good quality. Let's pop it on and see what we get. So a little bit about my experience before I jumped into putting this thing on. It doesn't take much. There's just a few bolts that come out. However, I was a little nervous about purchasing overseas, which is not a big deal. I do it often, but you never know. Sometimes things can go a little sideways. But the thing arrived. I ordered a freezer from a big box home improvement store. You can pick one, the blue one, and I ordered a freezer at the exact same time. This showed up in 3 days. The freezer showed up in 2.5 weeks. So right to your door, it's a $50 investment for shipping. That's their only option, but it arrived here 3 days later. The significant part of this story was the level of customer service. So on a Saturday night, and this is about 6 weeks later, this was a Christmas gift for me from my wife. I ordered it, but it had to sit for a little bit, but it did arrive quickly. So once wrapped under the tree and unwrapped, it's a while down the road. However, I digress. The ordering process, I ordered it, and my card was rejected 3 times. Now, this is an overseas purchase. I do overseas purchases quite often. And I was wondering what was happening. I was thinking it must have been something to do with exchange rates or just the, ordering direct from a manufacturer, something like that was happening. So I stopped. Unfortunately, what happened was my credit card company thought it was some type of fraudulent purchase and shut my card down. So I called the next morning, got my card turned back on, but before that, on a Sunday morning, I got 2 emails from one of the principals of the company. I believe it was the CEO of the company, a nice lady. The reason why I say that is I saw her in a couple of videos. I think it was the same name. Emailed me the very next morning and said she was sorry that I was having issues ordering, offered a couple of things that it could be wrong, and once I got it turned back on, I emailed her back and said, hey, I want to redo this. She said she opened up the system, she got the order in and on its way that day on a Sunday, and got it going to me. So like I said, 3 days later, by Wednesday, I had the thing in my hands. It was incredible. You're not going to get that from any of the vendors that you purchase exhaust from. I don't think you would see that. Kind of amazing, and I'm hoping that I don't have any issues, but I would expect the same customer service if I had an issue putting the exhaust on. So real kudos to Fuel. Fuel has really impressed me so far. So let's get this thing on. I mean, it's an impressive exhaust. Looks like it's very well made, but let's get her on and see what she looks like, see what she sounds like. So I'm not going to really get into a real huge step-by-step deal to install this, but basically there's this cover, there's a bolt here, there's a bolt here, and there's a bolt down there that all have to come off, and remove the exhaust and then put the new one on. These are all Torx bits, pretty common on KTMs. Now I would tell you exactly what Torx bits I'm using. However, the writing on the side of the Torx bits is so small I cannot read it. So a little trial and error probably be in your future. Unless you go ahead and read the instructions like I did not do. One of the things I don't care for about adding aftermarket stuff is you go from Torx to Allen. So now I've got a mishmash of fastener head types on the whole bike. So not exactly good, but that's pretty ubiquitous for anything you put on. If I put on, you know, Akrapovic or Arrow or one of the other ones, it would have been the same deal. Well, we're going to pretend I put some high temperature silicone on this adapter. Apparently, stuff that I had for several years has evaporated into the din of my garage. So there is an angle to this, so be cautious that you don't over tighten it right away. So I'm going to just put it loosely on here so that it's still movable. I also left in the sleeve, the OEM sleeve that goes on there. Okay, so one of the things that I do see here is that it calls for two washers. One on the bolt side of the hanger bolt and one on the nut side, and that did not come with this, which is a little disappointing. So we're going to put it on the inside. Bolt is not quite long enough to get through, so that's kind of also disappointing. Yeah, and you have to have those really just needed to be about another eighth of an inch longer. Very, very aggravating. That's awfully weird. The bolt is too large. The nut's too large for the bolt. So let's see. That makes more sense. The stock bolt will work there. Okay, so that actually worked. So I'm hiding the bolts for these clamps on the underneath, where they're still accessible, but not really visible. I did not check this torque spec, but we'll go with what we got. So I think this is a pretty nice installation. I think it looks really nice. I would have liked a concentric or eccentric little end down here, you know, similar to this end, just to finish it off. It's a performance exhaust, so it's kind of wants to be a little raw.
and maybe just some type of a heat shield. But I mean, for the price, you know, what do you want? And I don't have people that ride on the back, so we're going to do a sound test of original versus with and without the baffle. This is the little bung that you take out so you can remove the baffle.
So we're all installed, and just ran for the sound test. I sure hope the sound came out good with the stock, the baffled fuel exhaust and the unbaffled fuel exhaust. Personally, I like the unbaffled. Sounds freaking monstrous. It sounds every bit as good, if not better, than any of the high dollar competition. It's built just as well as any of the high dollar competition. Let's face it, it's a piece of sheet metal with some insulation and a baffle in the middle and a hole straight through. Quality of the materials is a big deal, and this has got good quality. The hardware, it could have been me, I don't know, could have been the hardware kit, but using the stock bolt is what you need to do. Don't forget to get some high temp silicone, but that fuel exhaust is one hell of a bargain, and I recommend you go to Fuel, get your exhaust. Super easy if your credit card company's not fighting you. Just like buying it from Amazon, comes very quickly. Like I said, they went from England to Arizona, or UK to Arizona in about 3 days, maybe 4 days. I don't quite remember, but it was a very short period of time. It shows up, it's well packaged, it's full of a few little gifts, and it really fits up well. I mean, the KTM, taking the exhaust off the KTM was probably the easiest, aside from a dirt bike, that I've pulled off. So easy swap, goes on easy. The pipe fits, the adapter fits. So I would not be afraid to purchase one of these. And let's go have one last little look. It is a little bit less finished. However, this is a dirt bike. And the unit itself, the exhaust itself, is very nice, very good looking. I got the black because I thought that looked rather nice. I wanted to keep it a little bit blacked out. And it really lightens up the bike. You can feel the almost 10-pound difference. So there you go. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Adios.